إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Mihmandar Resul-i Kibriya Eyüp Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Eba Eyüp el-Ensar radıyallahu anh, Şah Mürşidan Şah Hacı Muhammed Bahadır Naksibendi el-Buhari, Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi, Mevlana Ziyaddin Halid el-Bağdadi, SahibulSaif, Kıbletül-İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım el-Hakkani, Kaddesallahu esraruhum haziratın ervahı için, Hademül Harameyn-i Şerifeyn, Yavuz Sultan Selim Han, Ebu'l-Feth ve Mehazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan, Firdevs-i Aşiyan haziratın ervahine ve al-ı inayetine, alel husus bu caminin banisi, sahibel hayrat ve el-hasenat, SahibulSaif Şeyh Abdulkerim el-Kibrisi Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam Müezzin Kayyum cemaatinin ve kahve-i hivanın ervahı için, Allah rızası için el-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebî. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli alâ seyyidina Muhammed ve alâ ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Vessalatu vesselamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmaduhu ve teala, ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve fevkalih ve zerrahminna hudin ba'd.
تحقيق خصوصا من علامة خلفاء رسول على تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر عثمان وعلي وعلى بكر التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وأطيعوا إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, Rabbul Izzat, who is saying in Surah Al-Yasin, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is just one shout. And look, they will all be brought before us. Then on that day not a soul will be oppressed in the least. And you will only be repaid with what you used to do. Truly the companions of the garden shall that day have joy in all they do. They and their wives will be in a pleasant shade, reclining on thrones. For them is the fruit of their good deeds and whatever they want. The word from a merciful Lord for them is peace. And you, O criminals, stand apart today Didn't I take a promise from you, O sons of Adam, that you would not worship Shaitan? Look, he is an open enemy to you. And that you would worship me. This is the straight path. But he misguided a great multitude of you. Did you have no sense? Here, this is the hell you were promised if you followed him. Burn inside it today for what you disbelieved. That day, we will seal up their mouths, and their hands will speak out to us, and their feet will bear witness as to what they used to do. If it had been our will, we could have blotted out their eyes so that they should struggle for the path. Then how could they have seen? And had we willed, we could have transformed them to remain in their places, making them powerless to go forward or to turn back. He whom we bring into old age, we reverse in creation. Don't they have any sense? And we have not taught him poetry, nor is it befitting for him. This is no less than a message and a Quran making things clear, that it may give warning to anyone who is alive, and that the word may be fulfilled against the disbelievers. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the intercessor of the Day of Judgment, our Master Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is saying, the closest person to me on the Day of Judgment is the one who sends the most salawats on me. And he alayhi salatu wasalam said, whoever sends salawats to me 80 times on Friday will have 80 years of sins forgiven. When the Sahabi asked how to send this salawat, Holy Prophet ﷺ taught them to say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, abdika wa nabiyika wa rasulika and nabil ummi. Ya Allah, send salawat upon Muhammad, your servant, your prophet, your messenger, the unlettered prophet. May peace and blessings be upon him and upon his noble family, and upon his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the grand sheikhs of the golden chain of the Naksibendi Silsila, the masters of the prophetic secret. May peace and blessings be upon the crown bearers of the Shariat, the noble Ottoman sultans, and upon all those who preserve their honor until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, all praises are due to Allah, who gave us life to reach to the first Jummah of Shaban, the month of Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. This is a holy month, and it is associated with the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He alayhi salatu wasalam is saying, Shaban is my month. Whoever respects Shaban truly respects my command. And whoever respects my command, then on the day of Qiyamah, I will be a savior and source of good for him. This month contains one of the most important nights of the year, the new year of the heavens, Laylatul Barat, when our books are sealed and taken up, and the destiny for the next year is written. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from a terrible accounting, and may He grant us His mercy for the sake of Rahmatul lil Alameen and His inheritors. Amen. O believers, 21st century mankind is non-stop challenging their Lord. Allah Zul Jalal, Allah Malikul Mulk. The cruel, arrogant and tyrannical 21st century man is breaking every law of Allah, breaking any and every concept, reality of morality, any reality of ethics, and walking on the path of Nimrud, challenging the Lord of the heavens. Ibrahim alayhi salam warned Nimrud, saying, my Lord has accepted your challenge. And the sky turned black with that small mosquito army. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent something even smaller than a mosquito to 21st century arrogant man, something that the eye cannot even see. And this little microscopic soldier of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has driven the entire world into hiding and into fear. This is just a sign. What will happen when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends one shout? Everyone is just waiting for things to go back to normal. Normal? What is that normal? Muslims are not taking any lessons from this time, just sitting and thinking, when this coronavirus finish, so that we can live our normal lives again. Not sitting and thinking, but the believer, he thinks. The believer is holding tightly to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, who says, 1 hour of tafakkur, it is better than 70 years of worship. We see Muslims worshipping non-stop, but nobody sits to think. The believer, he doesn't sit inside his house watching dirty things. The believer uses his akal. So let us think. Do we deserve this? Does 21st century man deserve this? Did we become zalims who are challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Anyone who is in the category of zalim, those people are challenging Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no love for zulm. SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani Katasir is saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I don't love the tyrants. The ones that Allah doesn't love, that one is a kafir. Every tyrant is a kafir. Allah has forbidden tyranny to himself. Don't be from the tyrants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may let you walk away a little bit, but every tyrant is going to be questioned and going to be punished. No tyrant can escape. He says, if you did tyranny, if it's not today, then tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, then the next day, I'm going to catch you and you're going to pay a price for that. What is tyranny? You are running against what Allah is putting on you, and then you are attacking yourself and everything else surrounding you. Yes, today's people became worse than Fir'auns. Those who are running in the way of Allah became a Fir'aun. They are not accepting anything anymore. Nobody's accepting anything anymore, and everyone is right in their own way. Their eyes are closed. Yes, the world had tyranny before. The world had the tyranny of Fir'aun and Nimrud, of Ad and Samud. But you and I, we know in our hearts that the tyranny of Akhir Zaman, it is completely different. And we know that the zulm, the tyranny that has entered the hearts of the Muslims is different. What happened to us? Can we call this the nation of Muhammad ﷺ? The nation that the angels came from the skies to send help? The nation that conquered the whole world with the takbir? The nation whose flag was a symbol of justice and fairness and peace? No, this is not the same nation of Muhammad ﷺ. Something changed. Something changed inside the DNA of the nation. This is the nation that no power could bring down. But everything changed. Holy Prophet ﷺ told us that everything would change. Shaykh Efendi is giving us the Holy Prophet ﷺ's hadith, saying, the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying to us, you are going to be so many in Akhir Zaman, but your enemies are not going to have any fear from you, because you are going to have a sickness in you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to remove the haybat, the majestic look, the majestic powers away from you, and your enemies are going to look at you, and they are not going to have any fear from you at all. And they said, Ya Rasulullah, are they going to be very little in number? He said, no, the opposite. In numbers, there are going to be so many of them, but they are going to fall into the love of the dunya. They're going to love dunya. And they're going to hate death. They are not going to want to hear about death. Think about this hadith. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, the believers in their natural state, the believers have haybat. The believers in their natural state cause their enemies to fear them. But a sickness will enter into the hearts of the believers that will make their nature to change. Hubub dunya, the sickness. The love of dunya. There was another love in our hearts that we replaced with the dunya love. What was the original love? Our original state, the original state of Bani Adam is to love Allah, to love Rasulullah, and to love those whom Allah loves. You want proof? Look at 1400 years of our history. Open any book of Islam. Read the life of the simplest Muslim who lived in any corner of the Muslim world before the last century. And you will see an example of purity and love of Allah and His Prophet. They were not running to make this life into a pleasurable life. They were running to please their Allah. So the love of dunya, it comes and it uproots the love of Allah and the love of Prophet from the heart. When did we uproot our love from our hearts? And what did we replace His love with? We are in the Jamaat of SahibulSaif. And he has written the answer to this question in our hearts. We removed the Khilafat. The Khilafat is a system that represents and shows the love and obedience to Allah and to Rasulullah alayhi wasallam. And the Muslims stood up and said, enough with this Khilafat. Let's get rid of it. We know what happened. We know that the world became a disaster after Khilafat. We know that millions, billions are murdered, tortured and starved continuously up till today because of the removal of the Khilafat. But go deeper, what did we replace that Khilafat with? And how did the removal of the Khilafat change the Bani Adam? When the Khilafat fell, what did we replace it with? We replaced it with a burning desire to imitate and be like the West, like the unbelievers. But the Westerners, they never accepted us. Instead, we spoke their language, we wear their clothes, we ate their food, we went to their schools, we copied their manners, we took their laws, but in the same way that monkeys copy humans. We lost our humanity from the heavens, and we became worse than apes. What does it mean to copy the West? It means to replace the 1400 years of a tradition that is founded on Quran, on Hadith, on Tasawwuf, and to replace it with a tradition that came out of the so-called Enlightenment, the Western white Enlightenment that is only for the white people, that is founded on Greek philosophy and the Christianity that Paul brought. That it became into so-called humanism. At the same time, black people are not humans when this Enlightenment movement was here. And that humanism, it became secularism, and it became Ahir Zaman tyranny as we know it now. Muslims dressed themselves with and adopted the most zalim intellectual and cultural heritage that has ever existed in the history of mankind. Not Firaun, not Nimrud, not Abu Jahl could imagine the dehumanization of mankind that has occurred in the 21st century. At least in the time of Firaun and Nimrud and Abu Jahl, society had limits. And there were boundaries. But what does this Ahir Zaman, post-modern secularism teach? Do whatever you want. That is the whole of the law. Seek whatever pleasure you want at whatever cost you want. You are a beast that evolved from other beasts. So dominate and beat down anyone who gets in the way of your pleasure. Man is a king. Man is an idol. And man can do whatever he wants. Who is Allah to tell us what to do? Who is Prophet ﷺ to tell us what to do? This is what they're saying. Who are these old men with turbans and beards to tell us what to do? This is what they are saying. Who will destroy? We will destroy any teaching and anyone who gets in our way. This is the morality that Muslims adopted once they abandoned the way of Allah. So instead of one Firaun, one Nimrud, one Abu Jahl, the world is populated now by 7.5 billion tyrants. Everyone thinks and believes it is his right to be a king. And everyone believes that they have the right to do whatever they want. And because Allah has not punished this nation as quickly as it punished the earlier nations, they think that they can get away with it. And we think that Allah no longer rules. And this attitude brings the anger of Allah. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, on the day of judgment, the man who will be the most vile to Allah, the most filthy, the most wretched is a man who is named King of Kings. But there is no king but Allah. We are in Jababira time, the time of biting tyranny. And this tyranny is so harsh and so cruel because it is not individual tyrants ruling the world who are putting this cruelty on us. It is the whole of mankind. Mankind forgot who we are. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Doesn't man see that we have created him from a sperm? But look, he stands forth as an open enemy. Yes, 21st century tyrannical man is in open rebellion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we forget that we came from a drop of dirty water. 21st century Muslims who remove the Khilafat are in open rebellion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Instead of Allah, they have taken themselves as ilahs. Instead of Shariat to guide them, they have taken consumerism as their path. Instead of tasawwuf to shape their morals, they have taken capitalism to guide them. Instead of sheikhs to guide them, they take celebrities and TV personalities as the idols that they run and they copy. Even Firaun would go into a room and confess his sins and pray to Allah once a day. 21st century man has turned Allah into an idol that they turn to only for the pleasure of a feeling of comfort and security. And once they escape from the feelings of anxiety, they return to the worship of their own selves. And by doing this, he became zalim. Rasulullah ﷺ is saying, a man continues to make himself big until he is recorded among the tyrants. He will be punished with the same punishment as them. The knots of Islam are coming apart. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, the knots of Islam will be undone one by one. Each time a knot is undone, the next one will be grasped. The first to be undone will be the ruling. The first to be undone will be the Khilafat. And the last will be prayer. We have seen these knots undone one by one. Now what can we think or say about Salah when the Qibla of the Muslims is closed? The world has turned into a hell. And we made it into a hell. Don't blame governments. Don't blame rulers. They are to blame. But we also did this. We changed ourselves. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, your deeds are your rulers. We don't need to see our book of deeds in Akhirat. We can see it today in the rulers that are before us. O Muslims, the world is out of control because there is no Khilafat. We are Muslims. As a matter of Iman, we must believe that the world is better with the Khalifa. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, a day under a leader of justice, one day under a leader of justice is better than 60 years of worship. And the establishment of the hudud, the legal limits of the Shariat on the earth according to their rights, is better than 40 days of rain. We are praying. The rain is falling, but there is no peace. Because we abandoned our Khalifa and we abandoned our Shariat. Because we abandoned our Prophet and we abandoned our Allah. And until this ummah runs to sajda and asks for forgiveness, we will continue to live in this dunya that we have turned into a Jahannam. All believers, run away from tyranny. Fear the day that Holy Prophet ﷺ is describing, saying, Allah will roll up the heavens on Judgment Day. Then He will hold them in His right hand and say, I am the King. Where are the tyrants? Where are the arrogant ones? Then He will roll up the earth in His left hand and will say, I am the King. Where are the tyrants? Where are the arrogant ones? Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar is saying that Holy Prophet ﷺ said this hadith with so much haybat and force that he was afraid that the mimbar would collapse under the Holy Prophet. O Muslims, we are making a hell to ourselves. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, truly there is a valley in hell named Hub. Every tyrant will live there. Beware that you aren't among them. We're asking Allah for safety from this. Our only hope for safety is to hold on to the guide who will keep us in the Siratul Mustaqim, who was sent to break our arrogance and our pride and our egos. We have a Shaykh who, like the Shaykh in the story of Mevlana Rumi, will do whatever is necessary to remove the snake from inside of us. If we reject that teaching, we will be tyrants. If we accept that teaching, despite what the whole world says, despite being called crazy, we have some safety. As Shaykh Efendi is saying, as Prophet ﷺ is saying, when that time entered, if your Shaykh says to you, this is black, don't say this is white. And if he shows you white, saying this is black, don't say this is white, because that time Dajjal is going to manage to show those things to you. Yes, we're going to look with the eyes of our Shaykh, even if the whole world calls us crazy. This is the age of Jababira, and this is the age of Dajjal. Even if the whole world thinks it is a new golden age. And Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has declared that there is an end to the age of Jababira. Shaykh Efendi is giving us the Holy Prophet ﷺ's hadith saying, during the Jababira time, during the time of tyranny, the Khalifa is going to be hidden. And they are going to do all kinds of wrong activities in this world. Wait until one of my descendants, Mahdi alayhi salam, appears. Because before his appearance, no one is going to be able to change anything. The awliya Allah have the power in their hands. Allah gave them the power to change things, but they have proper manners not to interfere. They pulled themselves out because the words of the Holy Prophet ﷺ must come to life. One takbir taken by Mahdi alayhi salam, and everything is coming down. And I believe strongly through the knowledge that has been opened to me that almost everyone here will reach to that day. But make sure that you will be on the right side, not on the wrong side. Before that takbir is taken, what this mankind has built, this nuclear waste, it's finishing, wasting billions of people. Go ahead and stop it. Tell your governments to stop it. Impossible. They cannot stop it. They are going to use it. Have no fear. No fear to those ones that are surrounded with that nur, with that light that is coming from the heavenly stations, because the waste of that nuclear fire cannot penetrate through that nur. It stops there. No matter where you are under that protection then. Run to be under that shelter. Then you will be safe. In this holy month of Shaban, in this holy day of Jummah, we're asking and begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us with a guide who will remove the characteristics of tyrants away from us. And we are begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us and not to let us to enter His presence as tyrants. And we are asking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not cut our association with our guide and to let us to reach to be on the right time in the Zaman of Mahdi alayhi salam. For believers, there is good news. Take the good news from Sultan al-Awliya. Ya Allah, we are always asking you to send us Sahibul Zaman, Sayyidina Mahdi alayhi salam. They have all the technology, but with this takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, everything will halt and their power will finish. Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar walillahil hamd. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. La ilaha illa huwa. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنا ظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنا ظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنا ظالمين سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب إن دين عند الله الإسلام قام صلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قام الصلاة
Move over here. Bring your father there. Here. This side. Rahmani, move to the back.
Cuma namazına niyet.
Allahu Ekber. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Errahmanirrahim. Maliki yevmiddin. İyyâke na'budu ve iyyâke nesta'in. İhdina sıratal müstakim. Sıratal lezîne en'amte aleyhim gayril mağdubi aleyhim veleddâllin. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله